It's time to move the TBT bracket forward. Wichita State thought they had this series signed, sealed, and delivered after a dominant Game 1 performance, winning by 21. But last night, the New Mexico alum said, hold on, how about we play Game 3? It's the deciding game between these two teams, and it starts right now. Last night's shocking, no pun intended, upset by New Mexico over Wichita State was one of the most unexpected results in TBT history, but can New Mexico do it again to take this best-of-3 series and move on to the next round, dethroning the defending TBT champs in the process? Welcome inside Charles Koch Arena. He's Nick Bott, Chris Foster's. Here we are. We didn't necessarily expect this series to go to a third game, but one guy in the gym had different plans, and his name was Vance Jackson.
Vance Jackson has what I would say is the best individual performance thus far in the 2026 TBT. Back against the walls, had to win this game. Vance Jackson went off. Look at the numbers, 29 points, 7 of 8 from beyond the arc, and that's his identity as a player. He may be 6'9", but he's comfortable shooting threes. This right here was the Elam ending winner, a little pick and pop. Vance Jackson was outstanding in Game 2.
This is still a very dangerous AfterShocks team with a ton of depth. This trio right here had it going in Game 1. They need to get back to that in Game 2.
Absolutely, those numbers tell the tale. But really, to me, Marcus Keene is the key. He's the reigning 2025 TBT MVP. He's got to play like it. He did in Game 1. He had 16 points. Game 2, really struggled to shoot the ball and also had 4 turnovers. Keene needs to put his fingerprints on the game.
AfterShocks have never lost in the first round of TBT. This is their 9th time participating in this tournament. It would be stunning to see them go down in the first round tonight. Game 3, it's win or go home, win and move on to the next round of TBT 2026. Lineups and tip-off coming up next. Arena lights out, cell phone lights on as the AfterShocks starting lineup is announced from inside Charles Koch Arena. There is Marcus Keene, not a Wichita State alum, but he has become a star for this TBT program, winning the TBT MVP on that championship run for AfterShocks one summer ago. You asked, here they are. The starting lineups for both teams, similar if not identical to last night for New Mexico. They just have a 7-player roster, so there's not many combinations that head coach Kenny Thomas can utilize. Jenkins, Simons, Jones, Jackson was the star last night, and Johnny McCants for Wichita State joining Marcus Keene. Familiar faces, Connor Frankamp, Marcus McDuffie, Richard Kelly, and Morris Udezi. Frankamp and McDuffie in particular have been the faces of this AfterShocks program since it began in 2019. They've won a ton of games inside this arena. Here's a look at the TBT alumni bracket. The non-alumni bracket, of course, taking place in Las Vegas this week as well. Stage is set for a single elimination semifinal between Kentucky and Syracuse. We're still waiting to fill out the bottom portion of the bracket.
Not yet. Got a barn burner in Bramlage Coliseum right now between KU and K-State. And I'm expecting some fireworks here in the roundhouse between New Mexico and Wichita State. Gonna be real interested to see how Wichita State is going about defending Vance Jackson. Obviously, he was the superstar from last night. A couple of mental mistakes, stepping off him, giving him a three. You do not want to give a shooter a good, clean look. And you'd imagine that New Mexico will dial up something for Jackson early as well.
Good start for AfterShocks. They win the opening tip. A tale of two games. Monday night, the AfterShocks led by as many as 36, never trailed in the game. Just last night, the largest lead for AfterShocks was just 4 points. Enchantment led by as many as 12, and won in the Elam ending 74-68.
And Chris, turnovers were a big issue for Wichita State. First possession, another turnover. 17 turnovers last night from the Shockers.
Jamel Jones has scored a ton of points over the course of his college career. He gets us going tonight.
Just 9 points in game 2, but he made some clutch plays late in the game. Jenkins and Jones, these guys are really important scorers from the perimeter for New Mexico.
Keene loses it inside. Richard Kelly saves it. Morris Udezi, too strong off glass, and Johnny McCants the rebound.
I thought Udezi had a kick out to Frankamp by himself for an open three and just missed him.
This is an Enchantment team composed as KJ Jenkins hits the three of both New Mexico and New Mexico State alums. Jenkins went to New Mexico.
And just a high ball screen with Vance Jackson. Very concerned about not stepping off him, and you lose sight of KJ Jenkins for a triple. What a start for New Mexico.
Early indication is last night was not a fluke. Here's Udezi backing down McCants. Double teamed and turned over. Vance Jackson. Three ball. In and out. He was 7 of 8 from 3 last night.
The first order of business is for Wichita State's got to take care of the basketball. And those 17 turnovers, 15 of those were steals from New Mexico. That's more like it from Keene getting downhill and scoring.
Keene had 16 points in the game 1 win, just 4 in the game 2 loss. Vance Jackson with 29 last night on the heels of a 16-point performance in game 1. It's out of bounds.
You see the ball screen, a little worried about not stepping off of Vance Jackson, so you go under it, and KJ Jenkins drills it, and then a nice drive and finish from Marcus Keene. Always love to see a shooter get a layup early, get him into a flow.
Jenkins is 2 for 2.
Man, 22 points in game 1, 12 points in game 2 from Jenkins. 10 of them came in the second half, though.
He was the finals MVP in the top league in Sweden this year. Marcus Keene was fouled in the act of shooting a three-pointer.
Chris, you brought it up. Only 7 players available for New Mexico. So foul trouble is something that New Mexico cannot afford, and these silly ones really are problematic.
Troy Simons picks up the first foul of the game. Now you get 6 personal fouls.
Yes.
There's a little more leeway in TBT games than in college games.
It is amazing. You and I were talking how often just that extra foul, how rarely you see foul trouble when you have 6, but when you have 5, it seems like it's way more prevalent.
Marcus Keene goes 1 for 2. He gets another, remember, fouled in the act of shooting a 3. Marcus Santos Silva checks into the game for head coach Zach Bush. Santos Silva has been a beast on the boards. 9 rebounds in game 2, 10 in game 1. Keene 1 for 3, and a foul is called.
You get Vance Jackson?
Yes.
There's Zach Bush, terrific coach. But he's got an interesting predicament on his hands. He's got a deep team, but he's got to figure out what 5 is the best combination. You see another turnover from Wichita State.
On Richard Kelly. traveling violation. Troy Simons brings it up. Guarded by Connor Frankamp, who led AfterShocks last night with 11 points. Johnny McCants blocked.
Wow.
And foul.
Kelly got it clean, but a nice recovery, but a good set. When you involve Vance Jackson in any sets right now, the defense is getting messy. You're worried about him. You're pressed out on the perimeter. McCants slips to the basket. A little bit of body there. It is remarkable to think about what this New Mexico team looked like in game one compared to game two and even the first couple of minutes of this game. It is truthfully night and day.
It's a team's roster that underwent some very late personnel changes for a variety of reasons. The week TBT began, and it's continued into the tournament as well. They lost a very valuable piece of their front court in Joe Petrakis, who had a previous commitment and
yes,
had to leave the team. So just amazing the way they've been able to gel on unexpected and short notice. Frankamp hits the floater.
I thought Frankamp was the one guy that played well for Wichita State last night. Everybody else didn't have their best stuff, but Frankamp was solid.
There's a takeaway for AfterShocks. And Frankamp gives it up. Taken right back by Vance Jackson. KJ Jenkins open for three. Knocks it down. Jenkins is red hot to begin this game.
Well, I'm going to be a broken record. It's these turnovers and runouts for New Mexico. Loomed large last night, looming large once again here early in game three.
Keene off the front iron. Marcus McDuffie the offensive rebound. Frankamp open for three. Short. And a foul on Marcus McDuffie.
It's a good high-quality kick out, though, to get Frankamp an open look. But how about the start from KJ Jenkins? It was Vance Jackson that had the hot hand and carried his group in the first half. It's looking like Jenkins feeling it, which is going to make any ball screen with Jenkins and Jackson really challenging, Chris.
Jenkins slithering inside, misses the pull-up. Simons tries to force the takeaway, and he does. It's Enchantment ball.
Turnover number 5. You got to credit New Mexico. Some of these are a little sloppy, but New Mexico's activity has been excellent.
Air ball from Vance Jackson. Here's Keene. Santos Silva with the left.
Be a pretty good place to explore, in my opinion. Again, understanding not a deep team, very thin in the front court. Pounding it inside to Santos Silva is a good idea, in my opinion.
One of the non-alumni players on the AfterShocks roster, but Jamel Jones is off to a hot shooting start as well.
A terrific scorer at New Mexico State, has not scored it great so far.
Averaged 18 points a game for the Aggies last season. Now he picks up the foul here. His first and the team's third. There's a timeout on the floor. And New Mexico has picked up right where it left off after its very impressive Game 2 win last night.
Marcus Santos Silva, textbook, up and under, jump hook. New Mexico get comfy early.
Well, there are some Enchantment fans in the house tonight, and well, they must know something that a lot of other people don't, including us, Nick, because the Enchantment looks like they're not going anywhere in Game 3.
No. What a start from the backcourt in particular. KJ Jenkins and Jamel Jones, 5 of 6 from the floor. And Vance Jackson, who was the star last night, he's 0 for 3, but the threat of him has created opportunities. And Kenny Thomas, taking a look at him right there, the head coach, has done a good job running offense for his group.
Kenny Thomas went to the NCAA tournament all 4 seasons in his career at New Mexico. Santos Silva's got 4 points off the bench.
I think Zach Bush might have found something. Just throwing the ball into Santos Silva. Vance Jackson's not really a banger. And again, they're thin in that front line. They're thin in general, only 7 guys, but they really only have 2 post players. There's New Mexico.
CJ Nolan driving around Santos Silva, and he hits the layup.
See, but here's the other side of it. Right now they're going small, so that's a tough matchup. CJ Nolan's a guard, and he uses his speed and quickness to drive past Santos Silva.
Here's Santos Silva now working on Nolan, and that's an easy matchup for him.
Going to go back and forth.
Jamel Jones finds Nolan for 3.
CJ Nolan was terrific in the second half yesterday. I thought defensively he really found his groove, and sometimes when that happens you feel a little bit better on the offensive end.
Chauncey Jenkins shot blocked. Santos Silva not enough with the left. Kelly, another offensive rebound. AfterShocks has dominated both games on the glass. They were plus 10 in a losing effort last night. Here's James Woodard for 3. And the rebound pulled in by Jackson. Trapped on the end line, and a foul is called.
A foul or a jump?
Maybe they did call it jump.
A jump ball, but you can see a theme presenting itself here. Pounding the ball inside, but then the mismatch on the other side. And CJ Nolan coming off the bench. The 3, driving a layup. Pretty good.
Possession arrow was pointing to the Enchantment, so they keep the ball after the jump. 7-point lead, just over 2 minutes to go. Foul off the ball here, and it's on AfterShocks Marcus Santos Silva. That's his first. Jamel Jones to inbound. Jalen Russell, the 2 were teammates for the New Mexico State Aggies just last season. And Randall lays it in.
Only scored 6 points through 2 games, so has been a little bit quiet on offense, but Vance Jackson on the bench hasn't really scored, and yet New Mexico's got a lead.
QJ Peterson checks into the game along with Torrey Washington, long on the 3-point try. Jenkins for Nolan, transition 3, book it.
Wow. CJ Nolan. It's a big piece a couple years ago on New Mexico's team that won the Mountain West regular season and tournament championship and beat Marquette in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
Out of bounds underneath, last touch by Jenkins of the Enchantment.
Well, one of the good things from a player's perspective, when you know you only have 7 players, you know you're going to play. Like, everybody right now knows they're going to get in, and that frees you up to play with confidence. You don't have to be looking over your shoulder.
It's a tough luck foul on Jamel Jones there for the Enchantment. I think Marcus Santos Silva got run into by his own guy, but
friendly fire.
That's number 2 on Jones. Jenkins for 3. Rebound off the backboard. McCants has it. Jenkins for Jones. eyes one up. Strong. Washington the rebound.
The quality of shot New Mexico is getting is really high right now.
AfterShocks have yet to make a three. AfterShocks has never lost in the first round of TBT. This is a little bit different format this year with the three-game series in the first round. Jenkins, a much-needed bucket.
Like spin from Chauncey Jenkins. They need his athleticism to hit those driving gaps and get into the paint.
Jenkins off the mark. Shot clock turned off for the remainder of the first quarter. Down to 7, QJ Peterson. Tries to draw the foul, and he's going to the line. We welcome those of you who just watched Kansas knock off Kansas State in Game 3 of that best-of-3 series. Jayhawks Hoops, representing Kansas Alumni, has moved on to the next round of TBT 2026. They await the winner of this game between Wichita State and the Enchantment. 2.5 seconds to go in the first quarter, and QJ Peterson at the free throw line for Wichita State. A surprising start for New Mexico, but maybe we just have to stop saying that, Nick Bob.
I agree. What is surprising is that Vance Jackson has not made a shot. He was the star last night, 29 points, but it's been the other role guys for New Mexico, the guards, that stepped up in the first quarter here.
Peterson 1 for 2 at the line, and the horn sounds on the first quarter, but a 9-point lead for New Mexico, led by Vance Jackson's 29 points last night in a win. It is now win and move on, lose and go home. The Enchantment and the AfterShocks, this has turned into an enchanting series. 1 quarter in the books from Charles Koch Arena, and the AfterShocks claw back in the second quarter. Well, there's a disappointed fan wearing Kansas State purple after the Kansas State alumni team was eliminated earlier tonight by Kansas. Kansas won the first game of that series, but then dropped the next two. We saw the first two games play out, and the Enchantment's trying to do the same thing here to Wichita State.
Really controlled the game last night and have controlled the entire first quarter. And Vance Jackson has not made a shot, but the guards, Nolan and Jones and Jenkins, have been outstanding, but this guy's been the best source of offense. Marcus Santos Silva just going one-on-one in the post has been a handful for New Mexico. He's on the bench right now, but certainly with the thin front court and thin roster of New Mexico, pounding the ball inside is a decent idea for Wichita State.
Trey Wade checked into the game late in the first quarter for AfterShocks. He did not see the court in game two, only player for AfterShocks not to get in last night. Noland, short, tipped out to Jalen Randall. Randall hits a difficult floater.
Well, on this last possession, New Mexico was in a 3-2 zone. See if they're going to come back to it. Looks like they are. I think you're going to have to mix that. That kind of helps legs and it helps foul trouble and avoiding it.
AfterShocks 0 for 4 from 3. That might not be their game plan tonight. Chauncey Jenkins. Foul is called.
I think McCants was set. That's the call, a charge. Was outside the restricted area. Watch McCants read it. He's going to step up, get set. Good call from the official. Smart play from a smart player, Johnny McCants.
First personal on Chauncey Jenkins. And he picks up another foul. Two quick ones on Chauncey Jenkins.
You gotta have better control of your emotions.
Stephen Maxwell, the referee who made that call, was not having that. Oh my gosh, he got another one.
I think Jenkins tried to bait, or excuse me, Chauncey Jenkins tried to bait KJ Jenkins into a foul, and the ref saw it the whole time. Taking a look at it, just gonna try to step right into him and right to your screen there. I know there's contact, but I actually think that's the right call from the official. KJ Jenkins is just trying to run up the floor.
AfterShocks have asked to challenge this.
There's a shot to the head. That's the only thing I haven't seen clean. Let's take another look at it. Is there? I don't know what you think, Chris. I don't see much there. They were just taking a look to see if it was a flagrant foul, and it's a common foul on Chauncey Jenkins. So 3 fouls in a 5-second span from Chauncey Jenkins.
AfterShocks asked for an appeal as opposed to a challenge. Simons knocks it down.
What a start from New Mexico, shooting the rock. They're undersized and they're playing to their strengths on the perimeter.
Here's Woodard for 3. Udezi the rebound, and he's fouled on the way up.
A lot of basketball left. If I'm Zach Bush, I'm telling the AfterShocks, you got to go to body blows. You got to get on the glass. You got to pound the paint. and you got to chip away at this thing. Just a beautiful set. And it is incredible. You can feel the confidence from New Mexico's team right now.
Udeze hits the free throw. This is, even with that made free throw by Udeze, the largest lead that New Mexico has had at any point in this tournament.
It is remarkable. Vance Jackson had 29 points last night. He was the superstar. It's probably the best individual performance of the TBT thus far. And you felt like any equation of New Mexico getting up early would be that guy right there going off again. And he's able to chew on a towel, and he hasn't made a shot. And yet New Mexico is dominating this game with their shot making from a bunch of different guys.
Jenkins, Noland, long, rebound controlled by Keene. On the court with Peterson out of bounds.
Kenny Thomas might be one to challenge this.
AfterShocks ball is the call.
They are. In real time, I thought it looked like Peterson just lost it, ripping it baseline. And
now this is a challenge as opposed to an appeal. Challenge rules and monitor reviews for TBT identical to the college game.
Hard to tell there. This will be a good look. It's close. Nolan, I think, gets a hand on it, but does Peterson touch it last? That's close. In real time, I thought it was off of Peterson, but I'm not sure there's enough there to overturn this.
I agree with you.
They did. Successful challenge.
It's Enchantment ball. And so Enchantment keeps its challenge.
That was close.
And another turnover for AfterShocks. Their 7th.
And one thing that hasn't happened is the crowd, which is usually a huge weapon for Wichita State in the TBT, has not gotten into it last night or so far tonight.
AfterShocks going to have to start hitting some shots. It's Enchantment ball, another turnover. Out of bounds on Washington.
And these are just sloppy, careless turnovers from the AfterShocks. Maybe this guy can make an impact. Corey Washington with his athleticism.
He picks up a foul. Washington was effective when he was on the court last night, but battled foul trouble.
Yes, he did. He was terrific in game 1. 23 points off the bench, but you said it, game 2 only played 10 minutes and just was in foul trouble the whole time.
Randall on Keene. 5 on the shot clock. Hits it in the lane.
Smart, recognized the size advantage. Randall 6'5", took his time, back down the smaller Keene.
Udeze on a dime from Peterson.
There are 3 shockers set to check in at the scores table. Zach Bush is just going to keep rotating guys in and out until he finds a combination that has a spark to him.
Jamel Jones spot up 3. Over the backboard, AfterShocks ball.
But right now, whether it's Jamel Jones or Randall, you got some bigger-bodied, Noland as well, bigger-bodied guards that when they get keen, they like to try to play with their back to the basket. Nice pick and roll, and Udeze, that's his identity as a player. He's a rim-rolling, rim-rocking big.
You know, the turnovers for AfterShocks are cast into an even sharper light by the fact that Enchantment has hardly turned the ball over at all. They had just 9 turnovers all game last night, 1 so far tonight. And it's coming back to the Enchantment.
It's a tough shot. You can feel Keene is just getting a little thirsty. He really wants to get rolling like he did in game 1. He had 4 threes in the second quarter of game 1, but ever since then, he just has not been in a rhythm. Trying to post up Keene.
Scored the AfterShocks' first 3 points, and you thought that's good for his long-term projection in this game, but has not sustained it. Jones short. Enchantment's missing some threes here. Santos Silva runs the floor and draws the foul. Count the bucket.
I just feel like when you're struggling a little bit offensively, the open floor is a great place to find rhythm. And it starts with getting stops and rebounds and then running, and a rare transition opportunity ends in a potential 3-point play for Santos Silva, who has been really good.
This is the 3-point play opportunity at the free throw line. 10-point game. Enchantment, the lead in the basketball.
Vance Jackson still yet to make a shot for New Mexico.
Posting up Connor Frankamp right now.
Oh, man, Santos Silva comes with a double. Smart.
Called a jump ball. Possession arrow again pointing to the Enchantment.
Great timing when that double team came. Watch as Santos Silva goes right when Jackson turns his back. Smart.
8 on the shot clock. Simons, fadeaway, had to get it off. Drew Iron, Jackson, the rebound blocked by Kelly, but a foul. Rashard Kelly picks up his second.
See if Rashard Kelly's got a gripe. Wow, that looks as clean as a whistle. That's a tough one. And now it's not only is it maybe a shaky call, but you get Vance Jackson, who is 0 for 3 and has not scored. He's going to potentially see the ball go through the hoop a couple of times, and maybe that can wake him up offensively.
That's the last thing that Wichita State needs right now. New Mexico scored 30 points before Vance Jackson had 1. He goes 1 for 2 at the line. The crowd is feisty.
Vance Jackson would have 1 point at the 4-minute mark of the second quarter. I'd have said New Mexico's in big trouble.
Santos Silva has been automatic inside. He's into double figures now.
Efficiently, too. And now the crowd's kind of into it.
Down to a single-digit game. Jamel Jones draws the foul for Enchantment.
Well, the big fella, Marcus Santos Silva. Wichita State struggling, but this guy isn't just going to work in the post for the AfterShocks.
TBT is brought to you by Skechers Basketball. Comfort that performs. It's the Enchantment on the road in a hostile environment that's looked very comfortable. And the way that they're hitting shots, shot about 40% from three last night. They're at that same pace here tonight.
No doubt, 4 different players for New Mexico have made a 3, and it's been Vance Jackson that was the star last night, but he struggled tonight. He's yet to make a field goal, but look at all these different New Mexico players stepping up and knocking down shots. 6 of 14 from 3, doing it efficiently. Everybody feels like they're involved in the game.
Yes.
And the confidence just is growing by the minute for the Enchantment.
Jamel Jones hits the free throw. Coming out of break, he averaged 18 points per game at New Mexico State last season. Second team All-Conference USA.
He had 5 games with 25 or more points, so he's capable of big nights too.
He was a Division II JUCO National Player of the Year, averaged 33 points per game one season at South Suburban JUCO outside of Chicago.
Well, the best offensive has been Santos Silva. He's 5 of 6 from the floor. See if they're going to try and throw it back into him. There it is.
McCants, his toughest defensive matchup that New Mexico can throw at him. Keene knocks it down.
I love that from Santos Silva. Those step-up ball screens. The ball screens coming from out of the post. A little handoff. Those are really hard to navigate defensively.
McCants shoots the 3. Kelly the rebound. Keene short, and a foul is called.
Well, the one thing I can promise you is Marcus Keene, even if his shots aren't going down, he's going to keep being aggressive, keep putting that foot on the gas to try and get in a rhythm and a flow. That's his responsibility on this Wichita State team, is to score.
Jamel Jones just picked up his 4th foul. We talked about how with 6 fouls in a TBT game, that gives you more leeway, but 4 in the first half is a little too close for comfort, I would think.
Imagine he's going to take a seat. CJ Nolan checking in for him. We'll see what these final 3 minutes look like without Jamel Jones. But CJ Nolan got off to a terrific start as well. He's got 8 points.
Keene has reemerged here in the second quarter. He has 7 points for the game, and the lead down to 7. Jenkins dribbles it off his leg. Marcus McDuffie hits the deck and finds Keene. Frankamp. Kelly rocks the rim. Timeout, New Mexico. It's a 5-point game, and the Shockers are electrified. (33-28), Wichita State as close as they've been in a long time as we approach halftime in this winner-take-all Game 3.
Well, nothing quite like a floor burn to get the roundhouse rocking. Rashard Kelly dives, McDuffie dives. You're worried about Frankamp shooting the 3. You run at him, and Kelly rocks the rim. What a sequence from the AfterShocks, and finally a little bit of life for the reigning TBT champs.
Chauncey Jenkins back on the floor with 3 fouls for AfterShocks. Vance Jackson does not have a shot made from the floor tonight. 10 on the shot clock. Jenkins. Rebound pulled in by Santos Silva.
You can go right back into the post if you want to, if you're Zach Bush and Wichita State with Santos Silva.
He sets the screen. Keene has it poked free. Now 10 to shoot for the AfterShocks. Santos Silva, 14-foot floater, rebound Jenkins.
It's not really his game, but had to take it given the shot clock.
Kelly tips it out of bounds. It stays with Enchantment.
Shark Kelly's done a good job crowding Vance Jackson, not letting him rise up. I think they learned their lesson last night.
Here's Jackson, coughs it up. Chauncey Jenkins around McCants. And a foul called.
Tell you what, Chris Foster, Chauncey Jenkins has a quick first step. When he changes speeds, that speed he gets to is fast. I mean, he is get his shoulders past McCants in a hurry.
First personal on Johnny McCants.
That looked like you in the workout room today? Your first step in there,
No.
you're exploding?
No. I'm on the bike now.
Yeah, me too. The old
Slowing
man
down
workout.
big time, yeah. Jenkins off the mark there. Just getting to the gym is the win.
You know what? Count it up right there. I'm with you. Shout out to Nick Baugh and Chris Foster's for working out on the road.
You're around these professional athletes.
Yeah.
I mean, you're kind of pressured into doing something. Jenkins 1 for 2 at the line.
Wichita State's chipped away at this thing.
See the turnovers for AfterShocks. They have cut down on their turnovers here in the second quarter. And a clean game for Enchantment with just 3. Jackson, friendly roll.
What a tough shot from Vance Jackson. Rashard Kelly was draped all over him.
Jackson played in the G League last season for a couple of clubs. Maine and most recently San Diego. Santos Silva loses it. Now Noland up the floor. And he runs into Jenkins. That's his 4th.
Just got to have better control if you're Chauncey Jenkins. That was a nice dig from C.J. Nolan defensively. Santos Silva has really been scoring with regularity in the post, and Nolan was able to dig on the post, jar it free. 4 fouls for Jenkins is a big one.
Nolan misses the free throw. 8 points for Noland, all in the first quarter tonight. Nick has talked about his role on a tournament team for New Mexico 2 seasons ago. He started his career at Oklahoma and was an all Big 12 freshman under Porter Moser.
0 for 2 from the line there, and then a foul 90 feet from the hoop from Troy Simons.
That puts Wichita State into the bonus. Kenny Thomas looking on with a bit of a head shake. Marcus Keene now 6th place all-time in career points in TBT. 373 points scored in this tournament coming in to this game.
If there's a TBT Hall of Fame, he's a first ballot Hall of Fame.
100%. 9 points in the first half tonight. Jackson bullies his way inside, and a jump ball is called. And the possession arrow points to AfterShocks.
Such a better job guarding Vance Jackson tonight. Last night, this is a 3. Tonight, Kelly there on the closeout runs him off the three-point line, and Santos Silva there with the help. Just great defense individually on Jackson, and then help defense from Santos Silva.
Yeah, timeout has been called here. AfterShocks and Enchantment fans, show your TBT pride with official AfterShocks and Enchantment merchandise. Shop now at thetournament.com and represent your team all tournament long. Some great TBT merchandise that fans on both sides are rocking right now. AfterShocks showing their grit to get back into this game late second quarter, but New Mexico, maybe the most surprising game-to-game turnaround we've seen in this tournament. And remember, they're not here under the old tournament format, which was single elimination.
Yeah, you're seeing the beauty of what a series can present.
AfterShocks trying to have the final possession of the half. And an offensive foul called, a bad screen by Marcus Santos Silva.
I'm not sure if Santos Silva was going to try to slip out of that one, but sometimes those moving screens are on the ball handler. Does Keene go a little early? Tough to tell, but that's just a silly moving screen foul on the AfterShocks. And now plenty of time to get a quality look if you're New Mexico.
Wichita State on a 9-2 run right now. But Enchantment trying to add to its lead before halftime. Jalen Randall, 4 seconds. Randall, got it ahead of the horn. The 7-3 of the half for New Mexico gives them a 7-point lead going into the locker room.
Wow, what a big swing. You figured at worst Wichita State was going to get the last shot of the half. Instead, turnover on the moving screen, and then a possession that was just a fumble for most of the time ends in a Randall triple. How about New Mexico on the road, in control, trying to move on to the second round of the TBT.
We've seen 3 of the 4 Alumni Bracket Series go the distance in the first round. Enchantment and AfterShocks shaping up for a dandy in Game 3 with a berth in the Alumni Bracket semifinal on the line. Some TBT fans taking in Game 3 between New Mexico and Wichita State. 38-31, New Mexico, after a brilliant win in Game 2 to force Game 3, picked up right where they left off, knocking down 7 threes in the first half, shooting over 41%. But AfterShocks are the reigning champs. They're not going anywhere. Back for more after this.
In the first half on 1 for 5 shooting. As he converts on his first attempt, checking back into the game for Dave. Rutherford had a solid first half, 4 points, 2 rebounds in the 7 minutes of action. And the rebound is pulled down by Bradshaw. That right elbow, the spin, the turnaround jump shot is what dashed the hopes of Gotham City Bockers. And
change up there, lob of sorts. He got the fastball.
Back once again inside Charles Koch Arena. It is halftime between New Mexico and Wichita State. Here's a look at the alumni portion of the TBT bracket this year. And remember, the bracket split into two, the alumni and the non-alumni bracket. We've got some great matchups coming up in the semifinal between Kentucky and Syracuse. Kansas knocked off Kansas State in 3 games, winning games 2 and game 3. They await the winner of Wichita State, New Mexico. What's going on in the non-alumni bracket? It's taking place at the M Resort in Las Vegas. 2 groups of 3. They're playing a round-robin style to determine who moves on to the next round. Knipple Crew is a group put together by Con Knipple's dad. They're having a hard time against Davis Steel right now. The runner-ups last year, they lost to AfterShocks as Everline Drive. Wichita State's alumni team won TBT last year, claiming the $1 million prize. Could they really get knocked out in the first round of their title defense? New Mexico 1/2 away from doing just that. Nick Bach, Chris Foster's ready to roll in the second half. I mean, at this point, you just expect anything could happen.
Absolutely. And New Mexico's confidence is rising before our eyes. It started last night because of Vance Jackson's shot making, but Vance Jackson's been quiet, and it's been everybody else that has stepped up, and in particular from the three-point line. New Mexico has 5 different players have made a three en route to going 7 of 17 from beyond the arc in the first half. Just quite the shooting demonstration. And then for the AfterShocks, when they weren't turning the ball over, they scored relatively efficiently. Keene got it rolling, and Santos Silva in the post was the best source of offense. 5 of 7 from the floor. He's got 10 points. He does have 3 fouls, but you'd imagine there'll be a steady diet of post-ups for Santos Silva.
He's got 6 rebounds as well. New Mexico shooting 50% from the floor. Wichita State shooting well from the floor as a big picture topic as well. 3-point range leaves something to be desired, but they're finding success inside, so keep feeding the big fella.
No doubt. But the big thing is that Wichita State's got to stop turning the ball over.
That's been now a 2-game theme.
Yes. 17 turnovers last night, 10 in the first half tonight.
Troy Simons with a tough shot. McCants the rebound. Vance Jackson, last night's hero. Short. Kelly the rebound.
Imagine a bullet there. That's probably the cleanest look he's gotten tonight. You got to tip your cap. Rashard Kelly's done a really good job staying on Vance Jackson tonight.
He's got it now. Kelly with 2 points in the first half.
Trying to throw it in. A little diagonal screen to get in. Santos Silva couldn't throw it into him.
7 to shoot. Keene for Santos Silva. Working towards the left. McCants jars it free and takes it away.
Nice start for McCants. He had the offensive rebound, and now
Marcus McDuffie with the steal. And a blocking foul called on KJ Jenkins.
those are the kind of turnovers that Wichita State has been having.
Yes.
New Mexico's been pretty clean with the ball. First of all, good post defense from McCants, and then just a silly, unforced turnover. And McDuffie now, who has been quiet, can get to the line.
First point of the evening for Marcus McDuffie. Longtime AfterShocks standout. That one rattles out on him. Jenkins open after Keene ran into McCants.
Brick wall, Johnny McCants. What a screen. No communication, and Keene just Velcroed it.
McCants has been an enforcer to start this half, and he helps alter that layup from Keene. Two players eyeing each other up the floor. Vance Jackson launches a three. Strong.
Another good look for Vance Jackson.
McDuffie, baseline. Offload, Santos Silva.
Seems like when Wichita State has gotten in transition, they've gotten high-quality looks, just haven't gotten there a lot.
Santos Silva barking out the defensive communication. Jamel Jones pulls up in Keene's face and hits it.
Jamel Jones, he had 4 personal fouls in the first half. He had to sit the final 3 minutes and change. He needs to be involved in this thing.
Kelly, open lane, and he's fouled.
Let's see if, obviously the Wichita State fans wanted a moving screen, but that looks like a pretty clean look, a clean screen. And then Jamel Jones just finding that rhythm, got the size over Marcus Keene, 6'4", on 5'11", rises up and knocks it down.
Kelly short. The foul was on Vance Jackson, by the way, of the Enchantment, his second.
Free throw line slowly becoming an issue for the AfterShocks. 10 of 17 from the charity stripe.
This is the game where they have to have their free throws, trying to battle back here.
Especially when you're not shooting it well from 3. Still 0 for 5 from beyond the arc, or Wichita State.
Jenkins loses it. Kelly comes up with it. Now he picks up his dribble. Fran Camp open. Santos Silva. Kick out. McDuffie. Step back 3. He banked it in.
And a shrug from Marcus McDuffie. Santos Silva turned down a layup. McDuffie banks in a triple.
That was the first 3 of the game for AfterShocks. Go figure. Jamel Jones with 10 points.
Dribbling.
McCants. Air ball. AfterShocks will let him out there all day. Fran Camp, pull up 3. Just off the left side of the rim.
Boy, Wichita and this crowd were about to explode if that one would have went down.
Fran Camp, of course, a Wichita native. Jones rattles it in. Look out, Jamel Jones.
But just didn't fully have a clean switch.
Foul on Vance Jackson, his 3rd.
But in real time, Chris, I thought, what is Santos Silva doing? He had a wide open layup. McDuffie, not a great 3-point shooter, but he banks it home. And then here, Connor Frankamp's got to be up when you're switching onto a guard like Jamel Jones. Second triple now for Jones in the 3rd quarter.
Keene around Noland. Hits the layup.
Keene's done a good job not settling for tough jump shots. He's gotten to the basket multiple times.
11 points for AfterShocks. Now Jones heating up in the 3rd quarter. Dumps it off to Jenkins. Nearly an air ball. Keene. Look out. Marcus Keene. Timeout, Enchantment. We got a 3-point game in the 3rd.
The roundhouse is alive and well. A little run from the AfterShocks and the reigning 2025 TBT MVP with a 3. New Mexico needs a TO. We got a good one brewing here in Wichita.
Marcus Keene has earned the nickname Marcus Elam. He's hit so many game-winning shots over the course of this tournament. In his first summer with AfterShocks last year, he coasted to TBT MVP honors and hit the Elam-ending free throw to cement Wichita State's championship run.
When it's Elam ending time, it's Marcus Keene time. And he got off to a little bit of a slow start in the tournament a year ago, but where the deeper the AfterShocks went, the better he played. And that guy right there is starting to find his rhythm and flow. He struggled last night, but as he goes, so do the AfterShocks, and he is going right now.
Now leading AfterShocks with 14 points. McCants couldn't get that one to go around Santos Silva. AfterShocks have not led in this game. Marcus McDuffie unable to tie. Kelly, the tipped offensive rebound.
Good patience from Rashard Kelly there.
Santos Silva faces up McCants. Keene. It's a tie game.
Credit Rashard Kelly, though. He gets the offensive rebound. He stays calm, surveys the situation, and it ends in Keene's hands.
Nolan couldn't field the pass. AfterShocks ball, a chance to take the lead.
Boy, the AfterShocks are taking it up a notch. But this guy right here is cooking.
Marcus Keene. AfterShocks, their first lead of the night. Rashard Kelly nearly with the steal, but a foul is called.
Boy, the effort and the intensity has really gone up a level from Wichita State, but great unselfish play from both the bigs. The rebound from Kelly, and there's Santos Silva spraying it out to the three-point line, and you knew this was coming. Chris, you've watched him play enough. You can just feel it, and so does the defense. But guess what? Ain't nothing you can do about it when that guy's rolling. He may be small, but he knows how to free himself up when he's rolling.
10 points in the quarter, 19 for the game.
Vance Jackson gotta get going.
Jenkins hit his first 2 threes, hasn't hit one since. It stays with Enchantment, however. Out of bounds.
Just not sure New Mexico's going to be able to score enough if Vance Jackson stays quiet. I mean, this is a guy that had 29 last night. And he is ice cold tonight. Hasn't made a 3, just 1 for 4 from the floor.
AfterShocks led in the third quarter last night as well, and then New Mexico surged and never trailed the rest of the way. Jamel Jones reties this game.
He has hit some tough off-the-dribble jump shots in this third quarter. Big one to quiet the crowd, too.
Keene. Out of bounds. Enchantment ball.
This is where it's always a tough balance. Jamel Jones is feeling it, but you also don't want to just stand and watch him dribble. There's been a couple of those possessions where Jones has just pounded it for 20 seconds and it's not resulted in a good attempt, but he's clearly the one guy that's flowing in this third quarter, so you do want to get him the ball, but you got to get some movement along with it.
Nolan low block and a foul called. Fouls on Rashard Kelly.
Clearly just hunting Marcus Keene. Got some big-bodied guards. Nolan gets the matchup, backs him down. Smart from Nolan to just go up through the arms, but that's a tough situation for Rashard Kelly to be in.
Kelly's third personal. Just the second team foul of the quarter. But it puts Nolan, the 24-year-old, in his first TBT at the line.
Teen's checking out. I don't think he wanted to come out. I think there's enough of a relationship built up over the last year, especially winning it, that you can voice your feelings.
So can Wichita State carry the load with Keene on their bench, their leading scorer? Enchantment has taken the lead back. QJ Peterson. Oh, that lead was short-lived.
QJ Peterson is a shooter. 283 threes in his college career.
Loose ball, turnover. And Washington gets fouled on his way up the floor. Now he hits the shot, but that's not going to count.
QJ Peterson, we said he's one of the portal pickups, one of the non-alums, and this is his identity as a player. He is a shooter. 2,200 points in college, 19 points per game every season in college at VMI.
Nick, Jamel Jones just picked up his 5th foul on the play. That's huge.
Massive.
Peterson short, rebound tip to Jenkins. The third quarter had become the Jamel Jones versus Marcus Keene show. Kelly with the steal. Washington, finger roll.
Boy, Rashard Kelly is making all the little plays. The steal gets the party started.
In and out on Jenkins. Jackson the rebound. Foul called.
Watch Rashard Kelly just stick up that big paw, get a hand on it, get it up to the supremely athletic Corey Washington, and he does the rest. But Kelly's just done a little bit of everything in this third quarter that might not show up in the stat sheet. Definitely a foul. Good offensive rebound and activity from Vance Jackson.
Jackson told us last night after the game about some of the adversity he has battled in his career. Fractured his spine 2 years ago. The life of a pro basketball player at any level is challenging with all of the travel.
Yes.
Bouncing from team to team in the case of some overseas and G League players.
Just couldn't miss last night, except he wasn't great from the free throw line last night. He was red hot, but just 6 of 9 from the charity stripe.
7 of 8 from three-point range.
Right. 6 joking, he needs to step back and shoot the threes. He's at the line.
He goes 1 for 2.
2 for 1 opportunity here if you want it.
Peterson. That was off. Jackson the rebound. Jackson. Kick out. Nolan, 3-ball. Air ball. Kelly ahead to Peterson. Dumped off. Washington too strong. Nolan, numbers for New Mexico. Nolan misses the layup. Goodness gracious. 12 seconds to go in the quarter. 2-point lead, Wichita State.
This is going up.
Elbow. Oh, teardrop. That bucket counts. Once the ball comes off the cylinder, you can play it.
Yes.
So that's like the international FIBA game in terms of when the ball comes off the cylinder.
Watch Kelly come flying in.
But did he touch it before it came off? Referees will review this. It will be a lead of some sort for Wichita State as the fourth quarter begins. It'll either be 3 or 5. We'll return after this. As we approach the MLB trade deadline and gear up for football season, here are 3 guys you can't miss. You gotta know what Dave's going to say on Wake Up Barstool. The whole sports world is always looking to hear Colin's takes, and you know Nick's going to surprise you on First Things First. The 3 voices that set the conversation, only on FS1. As we get ready to start the 4th quarter, they were reviewing the final bucket of the 3rd. Marcus Keene hits the bucket. The only question is, did Rashard Kelly's hand hit the rim? You're allowed to play the ball once it comes off the cylinder per FIBA rules. Play was reviewed, bucket counts.
Correct.
And it's 55-51, 4-point lead for AfterShocks as we start the 4th. Peterson. Keenan Peterson sharing the court. Kelly is fouled.
Keene has it rolling, so he's attracting multiple defenders, and good unselfish play, hitting the roll man and drawing a foul for Kelly. Right now, feels like Wichita State has settled in because Keene has settled in.
Kelly, a 2-point try. And Jenkins. Apparently,
no, they got it right.
It's AfterShocks ball.
Yeah, it just went in the wrong direction.
Keene among the trees. Throws it out of bounds.
It's got a little too deep. Marcus Keene. Well, here offensively, where do you find some offense? This guy's cold. He was the star last night. Jamel Jones is on the bench with 5 personal fouls. Somebody's got to step up and answer the bell offensively right now.
McCants posting up inside. Randall double teamed. Kelly has been a beast on defense.
Rashard Kelly has been a monster in this second half. He's taken on the challenge, guarding Vance Jackson, and he's done all the little things. What a stud. He's going to get a well-deserved break right now, but Kelly has been outstanding.
Kelly's got 9 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block. Now 2 steals as he goes to the bench, but been doing the dirty work for AfterShocks tonight. Woodard step back baseline J. Jackson the rebound.
I like that New Mexico made the adjustment to cover the double team on Santos Silva. He was really scoring effectively in the first half.
Elam ending goes into effect under 4 minutes to go. Jenkins, put back, Randall.
Randall has had himself an impactful game. Give him 11 points. He's not done much the first 2 games, but he stepped up tonight.
Keene beats Randall to the cup.
Just love his mindset. Sometimes he settles.
Offensive foul. AfterShocks ball.
The screens that are out in the middle of the floor, those are the ones that are the most obvious for the officials to see for moving screens or illegal screens.
Peterson shot blocked, but a foul called. It's on Vance Jackson of the Enchantment. It's already the 4th team foul of the quarter, just 2 minutes in.
Denny McCants comes limping out of this.
McCants has been the dirty work player for the Enchantment. 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block.
He's going to try and stay on the floor and tough it out. But it feels like Wichita State has all the momentum right now, but it is only a 4-point game. New Mexico needs to collectively just take a deep breath.
Peterson hasn't had it going at the free throw line tonight.
So now Jamel Jones is back in the game for New Mexico. You'd imagine, even with 5 personal fouls, the ball needs to be in his hands for the Enchantment when they're on offense now.
Peterson has 5 points in the contest. 5-point lead for AfterShocks. Winner moves on to the single elimination Alumni bracket semifinal on Monday. McCants bats it back to Jansen. Jenkins on the way up and skims the rim. Out of bounds. Stays with New Mexico.
Playing with fire. All right, Wichita State. That's some good looks. Vance Jackson. Good clean look. Another corner 3 from Jenkins.
Simons all day to line that one up, and he buries it.
Wichita State just wasn't ready to defend. Smart little basket cut and kick out to the corner. Got to be ready to guard right away on those base and out of bounds situations.
Washington, look out! Tough landing. Bucket counts. Jackson all alone. Simons for 3. He gets another.
Right now for Wichita State, there's a fine line between playing hard and just playing almost too hard, flying around and trapping and getting out of position. And good poise from New Mexico to just pop that ball around and find the open man, and Simons drills it.
Less than 2 minutes to go until the Elam ending. AfterShocks ball, 12 on the shot clock.
Good ball movement, finding the open man. Just we're in a scramble situation the whole time.
Peterson, bully ball inside. He can do that too. Out of bounds, it stays with New Mexico. So 1 minute to go now until the Elam ending. How should both teams approach this final minute?
Well, obviously, Wichita State, when you're in the lead, you want to trigger the Elam inning as soon as possible. So a long possession isn't the worst idea, but you also want to continue to play and be aggressive.
Jackson. In and out. Rebound tip to Washington of AfterShocks.
Vance Jackson just cannot find it tonight. 0 for 6 from 3.
Keene, blocked, taken by Simons. Jenkins on the wing. Wrap around to Nolan. In and out. Shot clock remains on. McDuffie lays it in. This matches Wichita State's largest lead. Jenkins with the answer.
What a huge shot. And now Zach Bush, if the smart thing would be to get it to 4 and call timeout, trigger that Elam ending.
Jenkins has been in double figures all 3 games for the Enchantment. His first TBT.
And there it is, smart.
Don't mess around.
Nope.
It's only a 2-point lead, but you've got the lead, so lock in that target score.
Here we go, my friend.
Buckle up.
72 is your target score. This is going to be a war, my friends.
We turn off the game clock, play to a target score. first team to 72 wins and moves on to the next round of TBT. Kenny Thomas has the New Mexico Alumni team on the brink of one of the biggest upsets in TBT history. Zach Bush, the head coach for the AfterShocks, will try and get the job done in the Elam ending. We are under 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Target score set by adding 8 points to the leading team score. And play resumes without the game clock until that target score is reached.
For Wichita State, Marcus Keene has had it rolling, and Santos Silva in the post has been a good option. Looks like some 3-2 zone to get things started from New Mexico.
Peterson for three. McCants controls the rebound.
Boy, great clean look for a great shooter.
I feel that first bucket of the Elam ending is such a so huge. Jones with a Euro step. Vance Jackson now 0 for 7 from three.
After going 7 for 8 from three last night. Unbelievable. He's gotten good looks.
Keene lines one up. Rebound tipped off the backboard. Santos Silva comes up with it. Out to Peterson.
Hurt.
And he hits the bucket and draws the foul. Johnny McCants is hurt as well.
Jamel Jones was hurt the whole time, so basically playing 5-on-4. See, he can't even close out on Peterson, and Peterson able to get through the trees and potentially get a three-point play here. Watch Jones, number 21. Immediately going to that foot. He just checked out of the game.
McCants picks up the foul. Peterson completes the three-point play, and Wichita State is 5 away from moving on to the next round. Jenkins, a deep try. Around and out. McCants tries the putback, and a foul called.
Can New Mexico find enough in the tank here? Only 7 guys available tonight. And Jones is now hobbled on the bench. Just had a war the night before, so it's a back-to-back. And certainly the depth of the AfterShocks. They have been rotating fresh bodies in and out.
Marcus Keene, got to keep an eye on him at all times with 7 Elam-ending shots. Jamel Jones on the bench, and Johnny McCants 0 for 3 at the free throw line. Hurting, grabbing his hand, now 0 for 4. Peterson.
Wow.
Wichita State is 2 points away. Vance Jackson finally hits a 3.
What a great kick out from C.J. Nolan.
Wichita State punched in the mouth. Have regained the lead and control in the Elam ending. Santos Silva. Jump ball is called. Possession arrow, Enchantment. Not done yet.
Vance Jackson just got one to go down. Rashard Kelly guarding him. Not want to leave him. Good help. The right call, good play from McCants. Got to communicate here.
Jenkins, tough take.
Really good drive from KJ Jenkins.
How about the Enchantment? They refuse to go away. They're 5 points away.
This guy's got to hang on to the rock. It's Keene time.
Playing in his 27th career TBT game. Keene for the win. Not that time. Rebound tipped out to Peterson. Timeout, AfterShocks.
I like that timeout from Zach Bush. Feels like an important possession. You have a chance to draw something up. And even though it's Keene time, it can't just be everybody stand and watch Keene time. So there's got to be some movement along with it.
Here's the TBT bracket on the alumni side. Remember, Kansas earlier tonight beat Kansas State in a decisive Game 3. They await the winner of Wichita State and New Mexico. Kansas and Wichita State, believe it or not, have never played in TBT. It could happen on Monday night on FS1. Kentucky-Syracuse will take place on Sunday afternoon on Fox. The winner of this alumni bracket hosts the winner of the non-alumni bracket for the TBT championship on August 2nd, and it's a $2 million prize this year. Zach Bush to the whiteboard, and got to be something for Keene, right?
You'd imagine Keene's going to be involved in the action.
23 points on 8 of 15 from the floor for Keene. A bounce-back performance after he was held to just 4 points last night.
Keep in mind, there's 13 seconds on the shot clock, so you don't have to be in a hurry, but you also don't have time to waste either.
Keene lost it. 7 on the shot clock.
Mexico could challenge this if they have a timeout. There's a timeout here. I think Kenny Thomas is wanting to challenge it.
They have the timeouts.
I thought in real time it looked like it was off of Marcus Keene. is just a lot of limbs in one space.
Short review.
Very short. And I think that's the right call.
It costs New Mexico a timeout. Both teams have just one remaining. And New Mexico loses its challenge as well.
And you got to be aware of slips to the basket. So you act like you're setting a screen, you slip, and sometimes the most dangerous guy is the inbounder. Keen's throwing it in.
7 on the shot clock. Foul called as KJ Jenkins hit the deck. It's on QJ Peterson. Wow.
Peterson was making a basket cut on the weak side and shoved KJ Jenkins. Take a look at it. Part of your screen, just a shove and a foul.
Massive possession here. Jenkins. Rebound tip to Peterson. AfterShocks need 2. Peterson tries to draw the foul. Keen keeps it alive. Keen pulls up. Way off. Still loose. Santos Silva has it. Shot clock does not reset. Peterson, it is over! AfterShocks come back from the brink, and they're moving on at TBT.
What a gutty performance. Had to scratch and claw their way. Marcus Keen got it rolling in the third quarter, but QJ Peterson was tremendous down the stretch. And credit Zach Bush for trusting a newcomer, a non-alum portal pickup in QJ Peterson playing his first TBT with the AfterShocks to put him in crunch time. And QJ Peterson delivers. Just chaos on the floor, and loose balls sometimes lead to open threes because you're not matched up. Good awareness from Santos Silva, and the sharpshooter QJ Peterson advances Wichita State into the second round.
Peterson is a TBT veteran playing in his 6th tournament. This is his 5th team. First season with AfterShocks, and he etches his name into TBT annals. A 16-point performance. So there the matchup is set. Wichita State and Kansas meet for the first time in TBT history in a single elimination game on Monday on FS1. And Wichita State will host that game as well. It will be right here inside the Roundhouse in Wichita. What a series.
Oh my. If you would have told me that this thing was going to go 3 after Wichita State got up 36 points in the third quarter of game 1, I'd have looked at you like you were crazy. But credit New Mexico for showing a lot of grit and fight, but credit Wichita State for showing that championship pedigree and finding a way. But my friend, we're going to be here on Monday. KU, Wichita State in the second round in the Roundhouse. This place is going to be electric.
It's going to be loud in here. But for now, the AfterShocks, led by Marcus McDuffie, are dancing into the next round. Their repeat hopes are still alive. Give the New Mexico alumni team, Enchantment, all the credit in the world for making a series out of this and making a game 3 out of this. For now, we say so long from Wichita. The final score, 73-67 AfterShocks. For my broadcast partner, Nick Ba, and our outstanding crew, This is Chris Foster saying good night from Wichita. Keep it right here on the TBT family of networks, Fox and YouTube, for great action over the weekend. AfterShocks moving on in 2026.